approaching halfway of the season now. Welcome everyone to round 5 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And it's time to kick off the weekend with the first qualifying practice. A warm welcome to you, and it is a warm welcome to the Paul Ricard circuit here in France, a circuit that has always remained on the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine calendar. My name is Chris McCarthy. A pleasure to be back for you to call you through the action this weekend. We had scorching temperatures as the drivers went out for collective testing yesterday. A little bit cooler here this morning, and that's set to be the case throughout the rest of the day, but it's still set to remain very hot in terms of temperatures. 28 degrees we're set to reach when we go racing a little bit later today around 1 p.m. So there you can see the drivers in pit lane. We were racing at the Hungaroring for round 4 if you weren't able to join us last time. What happened there? Well, the wins were shared by our two championship leaders, Matteo De Paolo and Freddie Slater. And in terms of the championship, it's beginning to become a bit of a two-horse race. Matteo De Paolo and Freddie Slater now 4 points apart at the top of the standings. Then in third place, it is Enzo Deligny, the French driver, who is 32 points back in the standings, and he the first of the chasing pack, but could become another French winner here at Paul Ricard. We've had two so far in Hadrian David and Alessandro Giusti, who has actually won here twice. So could we have yet another French winner? There's been 3 French wins across 4 years so far. Pedro Claro is 4th in the standings, 38 points back. Then Evan Julter, another French driver, 5th, 39 back. And then we go to 52 points back for Hiyu Yamakoshi. Then it's Rashid Al-Dahiri, Akshay Bora, Taito Kato, who felt very good in the car yesterday. Kanato Lee is in 10th place. Qualifying practice is beginning. Not all the drivers will be out in this session. The drivers are split into 2 groups for qualifying, and that is how they will remain for the entire weekend. Their groups are formed in terms of their championship position. So the drivers who are 1st, 3rd and 5th go into Group A, and that is the session that will take place first. So the Group A drivers going out now, they will get 15 minutes to go and set their lap times, and then we will see the remaining drivers go out, essentially the even-numbered drivers in the championship. They will be in Group B. We will reverse roles tomorrow, so tomorrow it will be Group B that goes out first. Group A will go out second. At the end of both groups taking part, the quicker group will form the inside row of the grid, and the slower group will form the outside row of the grid. So if you're new to Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, first of all, welcome to you. It's a real pleasure to have your company. I'm sure all of you returning fans would have heard me say that phrase several times, but for you newer fans, essentially this is a case of drivers fighting for what row of the grid they will start on. It's a format that did change in recent years. We used to send them all out together, but it's a format that has changed just to give drivers a little bit more space out there on circuit, and was something that was encouraged by the teams and drivers themselves. It does work a little bit better as well. Okay, so let's run through who's going to be in Group A, shall we? We'll go through exactly who we have out there. So we have our championship leader, Matteo De Paolo, in the 8. Enzo Deligny in the 23, French driver Evan Julter, another French driver, Rashid Al-Dahiri, who you see in the blue Yas Heat livery on screen, Taito Kato as well, running under a French license in the 89, Jack Beaton in the 45, Jin Nakamura in the 11, Michael Belov in the 20. He's been on the podium here, Michael Belov, so let's see what he can do. Giovanni Maschio, Ian Eichmans, looked very quick yesterday. He's got a rookie win under his belt. Zach David in the 9. Tim Gerhardt's welcome back to him after he sustained an injury away from the circuit. His seat was filled by Maya Verg at Hungary. And then Jaroslav Veselau and Edu Robinson. No Axel GP at this round, unfortunately. They are taking time away from the circuit to just make some necessary work that they want to do. They will return at the next round, which will be Imola, a new team to the grid this time. So they will be back next time. And that is one of the updates to bring you, and Tim Gerhardt's back on the grid. Okay, we are going through a bit of a warm-up phase, and I think tyre management definitely going to be a factor this weekend. In terms of collective testing yesterday, we had 2 collective tests. The second one was where we saw the quicker times. It was a 1:57.782 for Freddie Slater, and he was almost 4 tenths quicker than Matteo De Paolo. Freddie's going to be in the next group. Matteo De Paolo, the best of the rest, 3.5 tenths back from Rashid Al-Dahiri. Then it was Evan Gilter and Enzo Deligny. Then Jack Beaton, Taito Kato, Ian Eichmann, the best of the rookies fighting for their own championship. Hiyu Yamakoshi was 9th, and Dorian Pan was in the top 10 as well. She's not in this session, but she's feeling very confident out there, the French driver. Down the start-finish straight we go. Is it starting to rain? I thought I certainly wasn't expecting so. I don't know if that was my eyes deceiving me, but it's due to be dry all day as they head down now. Just under 10 minutes to go. Michael Belov, we pick up. Oh, clattering the curb there. Michael Belov has a lot of experience around here. Oh, and a spin there for the number 11, which is Jin Nakamura, as they head down the start-finish straight. Yellow flags are out, and there's definitely spray coming off the cars. Wow, I did not expect rain to be falling at all in this session, and it's already caught out one of the drivers. Wow, look at this, slippery conditions, and it's going to be all about this lap. So Matteo De Paolo has gone fastest, Zach David is second, Ian Eichmann third, Maschio, Belov, Gilter, Beaton, then it is Robinson, Deligny, Gerhardt, Al-Dahiri, Nakamura, Veselau, Kaito. Now, it did rain earlier at 6 o'clock this morning. That's one thing that did happen. We did get a bit of rainfall earlier, but it was not due to happen at all today. It was due to be hot all the way through. There goes another one, Maschio round. So are there any improvements on this lap? Yes, everyone is up, and this could be all about this lap. You're going to have to get a good time in, otherwise you could get left at the back of the field if it keeps raining. Jack Beaton gone. Round for a spin. There he goes. Wow, so that could leave him down at the back of the field if he's not able to keep improving. Yellow flags will be out. Matteo De Paolo is currently leading, but everyone is improving. We've got Deligny going purple through the second sector. What happened here? Oh, that's contact there with the number 9 of Zach David, who's lost the front wing. This is Jack Beaton, who went straight through the chicane and then got onto the curb and spun round. So Jack Beaton not getting up to things at all. So Zach David is continuing on without that front wing, has got to come into the pit lane. Of course, he was in an unfortunate position when that happened because he'd just gone by pit entry and had that incident at the final corner and is now struggling to get round the circuit, understandably. Right, who's going to improve on this final lap? Michael Belov has gone to the top of the times. But everyone, as I mentioned, is improving on this lap. And using the curbs nicely there. Maschio, he's absolutely wrestling with that car. Giovanni Maschio. Rashid Al-Dahiri has come across the line. P8, 2:11. That's 5 seconds off the pace. Jin Nakamura fifth, 209. Evan Gilter, 208. So not improving there, fourth and fifth respectively. Matteo De Paolo goes through the first sector and has set a purple first sector, meaning he's fastest there. And Evan Gilter fastest, so the track is improving. This is the number 9 we can see on screen of Zach David. So the track is getting better. So everyone's just got to bear with this currently. It's currently Belov from Deligny, De Paolo, Gilter, Nakamura, David, Eichmanns, Aldeheri, Maschio, Gerhards. And currently around 8 of the drivers are fastest on this lap. The only ones that aren't are understandably Zach David, who comes into pit lane, and Ian Eichmanns as well. He's not improving, but he's had a very slow first sector. Edu Robinson also not improving. Oh, there we go. That's the 96 of Yaroslav Veselau, who takes a spin. Quite a drastic spin into the braking zone. That's coming into turn 8. That's into the chicane. Wow, okay. We are all improving. This we pick up is Rashid Aldeheri. Now let's see where he is. He's currently P9, but he's done the fastest first sector on this lap. So good timing that we pick him up, because I think he's about to go possibly all the way to the top of the times here, the Emirati driver. Here he comes into the final corner now. The track definitely improving, but this has thrown the field a massive curveball. Evan Gilter, provisional pole ahead. Right, does Rashid Aldeheri take it off him? Evan Gilter has gone to the top. No, he doesn't. He goes P5. Jin Nakamura goes second, who is right in his toe behind the number 11. So great time there from Jin Nakamura. Jack Beaton has gone P5. And Jin Nakamura has gone for a tour straight over the runoff area. Gilter, the French driver, fastest currently. Tim Gerhard's also improved to 7th, meaning he's now the fastest rookie. And it's going to be a case of last over the line. It could be that. It's reminding me of Zandvoort qualifying, for those of you that were tuned into that. Oh, wow, Gilter, that was far too quick, wasn't it? Into the braking zone. But they have no real reference in this qualifying session now. So Gilter has to essentially abort this lap. So does the Trident driver behind, which was Matteo De Paolo. So they both now lose a lap, and that's going to drop them down the standings. Matteo De Paolo's in a bit of trouble here. He's P8 in this session, which would mean he's going to be 15th at best on the grid. Freddie Slater is watching this from pit lane, seeing a big opportunity. Let's watch this from Gilter. Yeah, far too quick into the braking zone, aborts the entry into the chicane. That's the sensible thing. And oh, that's a big spin there, isn't it, from the number 9 of Zach David. Now, if he's still in that barrier, then we may see a red flag, and we have. Okay. So the clock will be stopped at 3 minutes, and everyone will come back to the pit lane. Oh, well, you just hope Zach David jumps out of that car okay. Went in at quite an impact. And that was catching a lot of drivers out going into that chicane under the braking zone. All the cars make their way back. So let's take stock of where we are in this session. Michael Belov did just sneak back up to the top. I say just snuck back up to the top. I'll come back to that. This is good to see that Zach David is climbing out of that number 9 car. It's good to see him back racing in the championship in general. Which had great talent last year, great potential, and appears to be walking away just okay. So he'll go for any necessary checks, but that's really good to see. Clearly disappointed, but it was catching a lot of people out going into that corner. I don't think anyone around the circuit expected that rain was going to be falling. I did hear from some of the team that in the hospitality unit that it was raining this morning, but I thought that was going to be the last of it. I didn't really expect any rain to fall here at Paul Ricard. Yesterday, it was one of those days where you wanted to be by the nearest beach. It was absolutely baking. And it looked to be those conditions set throughout the weekend. That's a real shame for Zach David, who appears to be a little bit bemused by it all. Straight into the barriers. But ahead from one CR Motorsport car who has a driver out, his teammate, Michael Belov, is leading the session, new into the championship. What a result this would be for them. He put G4 Racing on the podium here in 2021. Could he put CR Motorsport on pole position? Evan Gilter is second. Jin Nakamura is in third place. Enzo Deligny is fourth. Jack Beaton fifth. Remember, they're fighting for what row of the grid they're going to start on, so Jack Beaton would conclude the top 10. Tim Gerhardt is doing a great job on his return in P6. Maschio 7th. Matteo De Paolo, that would be somewhat of a disaster for him, in 8th. Zach David is 9th. Ian Eichmans is 10th. Rashid Al-Dahiri would be very disappointed, I think, with 11th. Edie Robinson 12th. Yaroslav Veselau 13th. And Taito Kato hasn't really done a time. His best time is 5 minutes and 43 seconds. So he hasn't really set a time yet. He really has got to get round in this next 3 minutes and get a time in. So he felt really good in the car yesterday. Speaking to him, he was in very high spirits. But Taito Kato has just clearly hit big problems every time he's gone out and tried to get a lap time in. The Marshall's recovery team out to get the car of Zach David, and it's going to be a busy morning for CL Motorsport. We have a fairly quick turnaround both days this weekend. We're racing at 1 o'clock local time here at Paul Ricard. That's when we go green for the first race, and it's a similar schedule tomorrow. We're qualifying at 8 in the morning, and then our race is at 12:30, so it's a pretty quick turnaround on both days. First on-track action we are here this morning as well, so you could call it a bit of a green track if there has been some rain falling. And don't forget, we've got another group to come after this as well. We've got the Group B drivers who have been really given the, you could say currently, they're in the better group right now because they've been watching that rainfall, and now they're watching the Group A drivers essentially sweep up the track for them. So sometimes that's just how it works. If you were with us on the Zandvoort weekend, it really was a case of whatever group you were in and who was across the line last. It was one of the most fascinating qualifying battles I think I've ever seen. So sometimes that's just how it rolls with these qualifying groups. 3 minutes will be the time to get round, so it's not going to be a lot at all. I mean, they will probably just get one flying lap. That's it. So they will take their time, I think, getting the tyres up to speed, and then one lap that's all they're going to get. So sometimes it's, well, pretty much all the time they do 2 prep laps in FRECA. So it's going to be very tough for them to go out there and improve. But that said, if the track is improving, then there should be opportunities for everyone to go out there and improve. So this will be a really interesting last lap, and those prep laps are going to be vital in terms of everyone going out there to improve, particularly for Taito Kato, Matteo De Paolo as well. For Michael Belov, he'll be feeling a lot more comfortable about his situation out front. He's got that key banker lap in Right, session will resume at 9:30. So that's going to be in just over 10 minutes' time. So we've got a little bit of time to reflect on things. And that is because there is some barrier repairs being done down there at the chicane. So for now, we do have a little bit of time to just reflect on the session so far. Group B will be after this. Let's go through the remainder of the season. This is round 5 of 10. So this is going to take us to the halfway point of the season in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. After this, we will go to Imola, then the Red Bull Ring. Always a really good trip when we go to Red Bull Ring. Barcelona will follow that. Then the Hockenheim Ring, and then we'll go to Monza. Hockenheim will be supporting DTM, and then Monza will be our season finale, which is always a really good way to end the season at Monza, where anything can be decided. Championships can be on the line going into there, and very much looking like a two-horse race, isn't it, between Matteo De Paolo, Freddie Slater, but that can easily change. 5 rounds, so many points up for grabs after this, and if you're the likes of Enzo De Ligny, Pedro Claro, Evan Gilter in particular, you'd have to say that they will be wanting to get themselves back into this championship fight. And if you're fairly new to Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, well, we've got our alumni drivers doing so well at the moment throughout the ranks. 4 currently racing in Formula 1, which is a real fantastic effort. They are all doing such a good job right now. We've got Kimi Antonelli, who was our 2023 champion. Isaac Hadjar as well, French driver, of course, who became the rookie champion. Gabriel Bortoletto as well. Remember him racing with Trident, teammate to Leo Fornaroli. So they have such a good relationship, those two. And I know Bortoletto was very quick to congratulate Leo Fornaroli, and a real congratulations to him on getting that win at Silverstone in Formula 2. Same place Kimi got his first win. And Franco Colapinto raced with us back in our inaugural season in 2021. We've currently got 39 drivers across F1, F2, F3, the F1 Academy, and the Porsche Mobile One Super Cup. So it really is a stacked grid of alumni drivers on the road to F1, and that's where all these drivers are looking to head. You look at this grid, look down that top 10, Matteo De Paolo, Freddie Slater, Enzo De Ligny, Pedro Claro, Evan Gilter, Hiyu Yamakoshi, Rashid Al-Zahiri, Akshay Bora, Taito Kato, Kanato Lee. That number, 39 drivers, I'm sure could grow quite significantly next year. There are so many talented drivers there who could easily break into that paddock. And all of them fighting for championships. We've got in F2 drivers fighting for championships there. The like of Leo Fornaroli, who is doing a great job to fight for the championship there. For Kamara, leading Formula 3. And then in F1 Academy as well, Dorian and Maya Verg doing a great job. And even Porsche Mobile One Super Cup, we've got Kaz Harcourt, who has been doing a superb job. He's been showing great potential in qualifying, also in the races as well. So session will resume at 9:25. So that's in just over a minute's time. So not long now to go. We'll switch in just over a minute's time. So just over a minute, or just under a minute now, and then we will be back green in this section. It will be 3 minutes to go when we get back going in this session. So basically, it's going to be just a sprint to the line here in terms of this qualifying session. They will probably just get the 1 lap. Say, usually it's 2 prep laps in FRECA. But they'll only get a chance to do 1 here, given it's 2 minutes for a lap around here. So what we had, this red flag, well, essentially, you've had a red flag for a incident for Zach David, who went off to the barriers down at the chicane. He's got out of the car, he's okay. The car's been retrieved, the barriers have been repaired. We've had rain falling in this session, and now we are going to be green. But this is only going to take us to halfway. We still have Group B to come. And they are yet to go up. This is drivers fighting for what row of the grid they will start. Right, out onto the circuit. Drivers will go through the tyre warming phase. Michael Beloff currently leading 2 minutes and 2 seconds. That is the time for them to be 2:02.561. He's 1 second ahead of the rest of the field. Then it's Evan Gilter, next Jin Nakamura, Enzo Deligny and Jack Beaton. You can see drivers taking it a lot more slow on this one, just to get themselves round, get themselves in a good position, because they only will get 1 go at this. Doesn't look like there has been rain falling since we have been under the red flag, which was for about 10 minutes. But now we are back green once again. But this, as I said, is only going to be halfway through in qualifying. We still have another group to come, and it will be the quicker group at the end, which starts on the inside row come the end of qualifying and for the race. But look at this, I'm surprised they're not spreading themselves out more here. Drivers getting very congested, need to find space, because this is going to be their only lap. Matteo De Paolo got himself in the number 8 car, a good position there. Did Ian Eichmann's get delayed? Possibly. That might hold up Rashid Al-Tahiri in the blue Yas Heat car. Taito Kato in the 89 got a necessary gap way there, and he is right at the back. So this has to be a good lap for Taito Kato, as he now heads out of turn 1 and through the first sector. Right, I'll give you sector times as they come through. Right, Tim Gerhards has gone fastest through the first sector, immediately beaten by Evan Gilter by half a second. So it's Evan Gilter currently fastest through the first sector, or is it? It's Matteo De Paolo. Matteo De Paolo now fastest, 32.6 for De Paolo. Enzo Deligny, 32.7. Evan Gilter, 32.7. We've got Taito Kato doing a 32.8. So the top 3 through the first sector were De Paolo, and then we had Deligny, and then Gilter. So that is the top 3 through the first sector, and it's all going to come down to this lap. everything's going to change. They're all going to improve. So this is it. This could be qualifying for Group A, decided right now. Let's look at Sector 2 as they make their way round. De Paulo not improving. Wow, okay, so Gilter is improving. Belov is also improving as well, and that will be needed. What about De Paulo? 36.8. Is he being held up? Possibly. Jin Nakamura looking quick, but Belov is looking quicker. 37 flat for him, 37.3 for Gilter. Here they come up through the final corner now. It's looking very good, this, for Matteo De Paulo. Everyone's going to improve. It's just going to be who improves the most. Out of the final corner, let's watch them over the line. Tim Gerhardt goes to provisional pole, immediately beaten by Evan Gilter. Enzo Deligny to second, Taito Kato from last to first. Wow, for the ART driver, there goes Matteo De Paulo up to the top. Brilliant driving from the championship leader. That was much needed. Michael Belov returns to second place. He was in the lead, now up to second place. That is good driving from Michael Belov. He'll be disappointed not to hold on to the lead, but a well done to Matteo De Paulo in the number 8 there. Was looking like he was going to start down possibly on row 8, but now he's put himself at worst on the outside of the front row for the first race later. Well done to Matteo De Paulo, and the time he got was a 1:59.322. I mean, you'd expect that with the circumstances we had to be beaten unless the conditions do change. But Rashid Al Tahiri's has had his left rear wheel. Has he had a puncture on that final lap? It looks like he has. So Rashid Al Tahiri, a difficult qualifying for him, but Matteo De Paulo going fastest on the first group of qualifying. Michael Belov second place, Taito Kato third, Evan Gilter fourth, Jin Nakamura fifth, Enzo Deligny was sixth. Then it was Jack Beaton, Rashid Al Tahiri, Giovanni Maschio, Tim Gerhardt, Edu Robinson. Then we had Zach David, Ian Eichmans, and Yaroslav Veselau. Well, what a qualifying session that was. All came down to the final lap, really, and some drivers just did a little bit better in finding themselves some space. Matteo De Paulo putting himself in the perfect position on that last lap, and a championship leader's performance, I'd say, on that last run there to get himself the necessary space. Made 0 mistakes, and he was faster than everyone by the tune of 2.5 tenths. Great performance by Michael Belov for CL Motorsport, new team to the grid. Well done to him, and he's put them on the second row. Taito Kato said he felt good in the car, and I think he'll be very happy with that. That will be a best result in qualifying for Taito Kato, regardless of what side of the grid he starts on. Evan Gilter fourth, Jin Nakamura in the top 10 again. So he consistently is in there. He's only been out of it 3 times this season. So back in there once again. Enzo Deligny, I think he'll be disappointed to have missed out on the top 10 in terms of overall. Jack Beaton 7th. Rashid Al Tahiri likewise. I think he'll be disappointed, but clearly he had a big issue on that last lap, and we don't actually know where he picked that up, so that could have really hindered him coming through the final few corners. Giovanni Maschio 9th, Tim Gerhardt's 10th, the best of the rookies. Edo Robinson 11th, Zach David sadly didn't get a go at it on that last lap, and there were certainly issues for Ian Eichmans and Yaroslav Veselau, who didn't really get a proper time in. Well, we still have another session to go. I know it feels like we've been at it a little while with that delay, but that's only Group A, so stay with us. Feel free to grab a breather, but we have a Group B session now to come. We've only had half the field go out Group B is next, and they know the time they have to beat, a 1:59.332. We've had rainfall, we've had a red flag, but now we have another session to come, and it's about to start in about 10 seconds. Let's go through who's going to be out in this one. Freddie Slater will be out there. He's now a 3-time winner around in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. He's doing such a good job, the British driver, as cars go down to the end of the pit lane for the start of the session, and we are green. Pedro Claro, the winner from Zandvoort, will be in the 22. His teammate Hiyu Yamakoshi also out there. P6 in the championship, the number 6. Akshay Bora as well, 8th in the championship. Very consistent this season, and it showed that once again last time out. Kanato Lee, who was on the podium here last year in the 19, in difficult conditions as well. So I think he'd welcome difficult conditions if they were to come. Dion Gauda is in the 55. He's got 6 rookie wins already. Looking to go and break some records in that category. Nikita Bedrin, recently out at Berlin in the rookie tester. Congratulations to him for that call-up with DS Penske. That was a really great job for him to get that call-up. I really do hope more comes for him of that. He's a really deserving driver of a call-up like that. Nando Bidambakdi is in the number 7. Ricky Liu is in the number 5. Ye Reha is in the 21. Dorian Pan looking very competitive in the 28. And then Edouard Borgner and Arthur Agator in the 2 and 3. We gave them a quiz of their French knowledge yesterday. The quiz was done by their teammate, Edu Robinson. Watch out on our socials for that. It was really good fun, actually. So keep an eye on the FRECA socials to see who knows the French knowledge and FRECA knowledge more between Edouard Borgner and Arthur Agator. What I will say is the driver who lost said they were going to give out the toe to the other driver. So if you watch closely enough, you'll see who lost. Okay, we're going through prep laps. There is Nikita Bedrin, recently at Berlin. Very good driver. Nikita raced in Formula 3. He was out this year with AIX. He's done a really good job. Had a full season at that, a winner in Formula 3. And hence why that was a deserving call-up for him. Okay, this is the number 7, Nandavud Bidambakdi. Sometimes coming in very soon. Nikita Bedrin just making his way through the first sector here. With the G4 driver behind. And there we see, still just going through some prep laps currently. The RPM driver there of Ye Reha got a personal best last time out. That was a really good result for him at Hungaroring. Showing good improvements. There's Dorian Pan, French driver, Mercedes backed, going through her F1 Academy campaign, along with doing the FRECA this season, and doing a great job. I think this would be the one she's really looking forward to, and got a good result here last year as well. So I think we'll be excited for this return. And top 10 in practice. This could be a great chance for her to go and get some points. Freddie Slater just up the road as well. Slater, now the pressure has gone on to him. At one stage during that qualifying session, it looked very much a good opportunity to take advantage of Matteo De Paolo that looked under pressure, but Matteo De Paolo responded tremendously to the situation he was in. Now the pressure is completely flipped in this session onto Freddie Slater. So a reminder, the two championship leaders are Matteo De Paolo and Freddie Slater. They're split by 4 points with Slater behind. So he is now the driver that is under pressure, and he's been in a situation of being the driver chasing quite a lot this season. Anytime he's had to chase, he's dealt with it very well. He's constantly been getting on the podium. So this will be, although they're not together on track, De Paolo and Slater, this will almost be a great head-to-head across two different sessions. Right, let's watch the first lap times come in. You see them heading through. Kanato Lee will be excited to be back here. Akshay Bora, what can he do? Chasing a return to the podium, so impressive across Zandvoort, and consistent across Hungary to back up that Zandvoort weekend. Down the back straight, and we're still continuing to go through preparation. And I do like the fact that the 21 there of Jay Reinhardt has just got himself directly behind one of the championship contenders. Next along, we've got Bora and Kanato Lee swapping places. Then it's Nando Woodbury and Bhakti. They've just swapped around currently. Some drivers prefer the chase, some prefer to get their own space. And get them to go through the first push laps now, I'd assume. Ricky Liu looks to be the next driver behind. Oh no, that is Nando Woodbury and Bhakti. Okay, Freddie Slater's getting his foot down now, isn't he? Coming through the final corners, opening up the circuit into the final corner. Right, it's full gas now down the start-finish straight. Let's watch him through this first corner. Great first sequence of corners, this. Through the left-hander, you can really see the cars on the limit through here. Got to be just placing the car in the middle there to open up that right-hander. Use all the track to open up this next sequence of corners, and then it's anytime you're coming through corners here, it's just thinking about the next one, and that's beautifully demonstrated there by Freddie Slater, carrying lots of speed now, coming round 6 into 7, flat out onto the back straight, and you'll be rewarded there for how smooth you've gone through down this back straight. And now it's all eyes on the braking zone. Pick your marker, and on the brakes we go. Do not lock that left front tyre. And once again, it's a long run on the exit, so you cannot run deep into there, otherwise you will be punished. And then we come to one of the quickest corners on the circuit, turn 10, where we will see some side-by-side action later on, I'm sure. And then turn 11, very tricky corner. Braking zone that goes on forever, opens up on the exit, and then into another double left-hander. We saw a great move there from Adrian David, I remember a couple of years ago. Drivers, you can sell the dummy on a driver into there, really catch drivers out. It's a great corner, and then through this long left-hander into the penultimate corner, get it back over to the left-hand side of the circuit, open up the final corner, full gas on the exit. That looked textbook from Freddie Slater. Let's see what the rewards are in terms of a lap time. 1:59.7, so he's only a few tenths off. And Jay Reinhardt has done a 1:59.415, so he's gone even quicker, the RPM driver. Wow, that is superb from the RPM driver. Akshay Bora 1:58, so we are now quicker than the other group. So this is now officially a fight for pole position. Akshay Bora is the fastest driver on circuit. He's gone to provisional pole position, and when I say that, I mean overall pole. Akshay Bora for RSGP is fastest, ahead of Kanato Lee, then Nikita Bedrin, then Biram Bhakti, then Yamakoshi, Ricard, then Slater, Liu, Pedro Claro, and then Dorian Pan, Dion Gauda, Borgner, Artur Agata. I think having a bit of an issue on that lap, but everyone else is through and safe. Freddie Slater turning it up on this lap, but everyone is improving. 32.2 for Slater, 32.3 for Bora. They're all in the 32.3s pretty much. Very evenly matched. Pedro Claro, he may be down in 9th, but watch for a big improvement from the Brazilian on this lap. He's done a 32.37. Slater and Claro look to be the ones that I think will jump up the order in terms of that timing tower. Slater in particular, he's gone purple. Wow, fastest first sector, fastest second. Through the second sector, he is around 2-3 tenths quicker than a lot of the field. Akshay Bora matching him through the second sector, so he's looking quick. So's Pedro Claro. Claro could be on for a really good lap here. Let's watch Slater first, though. Over the line he goes, the British driver, and goes to the top provisional pole position, 1:57.647. Wow, that is some lap for Freddie Slater. That's quicker than what we saw last year from Rafa Kamara by around 4 tenths of a second. That is superb stuff from Slater. Over the line, Akshay Bora, second place. Then Kanato Lee. Now, where is the likes of Claro? He's not far off. He's not far from the line. Does he improve? Third for Pedro Claro, so he did jump up the order, and he's gone to P3 in this session, so to the third row of the grid. We're seeing now a cool lap, just to give the tyres a little bit of a cool down, and then they will go again, I'm sure. But that was some lap there, and well done to Akshay Bora. That was hugely impressive from Akshay. Of course, he won the Euro 4 championship last year, beating the driver on your screen. These two had a real head-to-head, and they're doing it once again in this session. Claro third, Lee fourth, Yamakoshi fifth. Those will be on the front 5 rows in terms of the grid. Bedrin 7th, Dorian Pan 8th, then Biram Bhakti, Liu, Gauda, Borgner, and Artur Agata. All right, 2 minutes, and will we see one final attempt from all drivers to improve, or will Freddie Slater and Akshay Bora be happy with their performances? Let's find out. They're just coming up to what will be pit lane entry. I'm sure we're going to see one more attempt from all of them here. They've done the cool-down lap for the tyres. Yes. Right, let's go for it then. One final showdown. Let's have it out the final corner. And Slater will lead the way, as he is in the session. Everyone else in chase, but I'm interested to see what the likes of Bora and Claro can do here. And who knows, we may see someone really jump up the order. Through the first sector, that looked pinpoint, that looked really good for the British driver. Makes his way now through the right-hander at turn 3, looking for a third pole position this season. We saw him get there at Misano, we saw him get there at Spa. Can he return there now? Both race 1 poles, and he's gone purple through the first sector. But Bora has gone faster. So Akshay Bora has gone faster. Can we see Akshay get his first pole position? He is behind Dorian Pan there. So chasing down Dorian. This would be really good stuff for Akshay Bora. Hiyu Yamakoshi, now purple through the first sector. So Hiyu Yamakoshi going faster. Nikita Bedrin is matching both Slater, Bora and Yamakoshi. They're all done 32.1s. So it looks like it's going to be between those four if we base this on the first sector alone. Slater and Bora equal through sector 2. It's a real head-to-head. It's going to be coming down to hundredths, if not thousands. And that was Dodian Pan going wide ahead. Oh no, and this is going to hold up Akshay Bora. Akshay Bora is going to be delayed here. Goes by Dodian Pan. What impact will that have on Bora's time? Dodian Pan did get out the way there, but will that now hold up Akshay Bora? Let's go back to Freddie Slater over the line, and that is a further improvement. 157.3 right in the background. How does Akshay Bora do? He's coming up to the line. Can he take a first pole position? No. A 157.623, and I feel he may have been slightly impacted with having to go past Dodian Pan there. Nevertheless, a fantastic effort to get second place. Now, where's Pedro Clero? Nikita Bedrin went to fourth. I don't know if Clero's going to improve here, just because the first sector was a little bit off, but Hiyu Yamakoshi will improve to P3. And he will briefly stay there because he's immediately beaten by Pedro Clero. So it's going to be a third pole position for the British driver, Freddie Slater, adding to the poles he got at both Misano and Spa. Well done, Freddie Slater. A 157.3, and for a reference, Rafa Kamara did a 158.027 in this qualifying session last year. Freddie Slater, fastest, 157.3. Akshay Bora, a second. Pedro Clero, third. Hiyu Yamakoshi, fourth. Nikita Bedrin in fifth. Those will be the drivers who start on the front 5 rows. Kanato Lee, 6th. Ye Reha is 7th. And then Ricky Liu, Dion Gauda, Dodian Pan, Nanda Vudbin Bakdi, Edouard Borgner, Artur Agata. That completes the 13 cars on the grid on the inside row. And they will form, they will join the drivers who we saw take part in Group A. And that will be qualifying done. We'll be back for race 1. Green light will be at 1 o'clock local time here at Paul Ricard.